Hello everyone and welcome to the 6th round of ARL F2 here in the 4th season of the league. We are here at the Circuit of Barcelona, Catalunya, where 14 drivers, maybe 15, will contest around this circuit. We'll really see a mistake there for communists. But firstly, I'd just like to quickly draw your attention to Gogolso, who leads through the first sector. Missed out on pole ever so slightly last week by about 1/100th of a second to Super Warman. So this pole fight should be very close. But based on that, Goggles had a poor exit and Pluto shoots straight back up here. It's always interesting to see in one-shot qualifyings. You know, you can't watch everyone, you can't compare everyone, but sometimes you can just see from their driving where they're making the error, where they're losing that time. Quickly, I'll run through the point standings. Leading the championship is Pluto still. He's 21 points now ahead of Gogolsaur, who had a brilliant round at Baku. Expilo is on 95 points, so almost 50 points behind now. And well, provisional pole at the moment, he's on a great run, and from the words of Gogolsaur, he is absolutely rapid here, based on some of their practice. So Expilo, will he get a pole? Could it turn into a maiden race victory? Later on, he does get pole position by 0.3 of a second, but look how close it is for P2. Warman second, and Pluto in third, separated by 9/1000ths of a second. And Expilo making a statement there, 4 points more to his name. He's about 40 points, 39 I believe. Actually, no, my maths is completely off. 43 points now off the championship lead. Joined now by... Alright, well, I'll get you sort of quickly. Yeah, so I'll just quickly run through the order. It's alright, no worries. Expilo on pole position ahead of Super Warman. Pluto starts the second row out of Gogolsaur. Then Bennett, a large gap back to him. Teddy Bear got a brilliant podium last week, I think, unless subject to appeals. I think it was third, weren't he? After Pluto's appeal. So from 6th place, solid qualifying. And it looks, unsurprisingly, dry for Spain. This would be closer to the summer in real life. Not the weather it's been circulating around Europe at the minute. "19 laps of this coming up, and nice formation lap as well to go along with it just before, so give us an opportunity to discuss the championship a bit more. And formation lap then, Rundle. Well, strategy is selected, strategy is committed to. Any noticeable choices?
Well, that's a very good question. Let me turn on tyres. Hards for the front row, but Pluto starting on the softs. So he's going to be really aggressive at the start. And then further back, Rabdo on softs. He was complaining about his pace. Com on softs and Matty on softs. But it looks to me like the hard are going to be the better tyre. I think the softs in these conditions, they're going to die off incredibly quickly. So, I mean, we'll see the hard runners be slow at the start, for sure. But I think throughout the duration of the race, I think that's going to be the better strategy for them. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, absolutely. Expect Pluto to get a great launch. Notable difference between the two compounds in F2, so be a great opportunity for Pluto to try and take the lead, control the pace. Ideally, he needs to extend it if he does go in front. That will give him a much greater chance of fighting for this race win. He's chosen to be aggressive, and I like seeing that. So he knows he's got competition with Expilo and Super Warman, so yeah, I think that's a very reasonable choice. Gogglesaw, his aims are probably on those hard to stretch away from Bennett and the chasing pack and just try and get himself another consistent result. But he does have a good pack behind him all on the hard tyres, so that won't be so easy. Raptor there cutting the chicane. He's trying to go aggressive not only on the formation lap but the strategy. He starts on the softs, and then Utah Elephant, Communist, Matty Mumu and Y-Boy Lewis about miles off everyone. Just cut it. I think that was a sensible option. Well done. Lining up on the grid then, any final words for Lights Out of Spain?
I'm just looking forward to a nice clean race. That's that's the
Fingers
aim
crossed.
at least. Yeah.
Yeah. F2's always got to try and be clean now, just to boost the rep a bit, you know, stuff like that. But 5 red lights here at the Spanish Grand Prix in F2. We'll be getting underway shortly. Spilo to lead us down to turn 1. That's Aaron Ocon with a jump start. He's had to avoid a Carlin there in the background, but Pluto, unsurprisingly, with a rocket ship of a start into turn 1. He leads at Expilo, who will try and fight it back around the outside. Gogglesaw up to 3rd, but Warman straight back up his inside. Bennett stays in 5th. Raptor, what a start from him as well, up into 6th place here. So we look further back, it's relatively clean, side by side between CJ Pants and Matty Mumu. Matty Mumu forced off the track there, and still another battle between Bennett and Gogglesaw. These two both on the same compounded tyres. Oversteer there for Warman, wide goes Bennett, and the action hasn't stopped there. Bennett back up the inside.
Still wheel to
Gogglesaw.
wheel.
They are barely giving each other an inch.
Yellow flags in the back.
I think that'll be Y-Boy Lewis, and into turn 9, surely not.
Oh my word,
Gogglesaw
wheel to wheel through there.
and Bennett. He's gonna give way for now, but Gogglesaw still there up his inside into turn 10, which won't look like this year, but
And then
still.
Raptor he was really pushing them, but now he's under pressure from Joe, who was about to sweep around his outside.
oh,
Raptor
Raptor's
dips
from
into
wide.
the gravel. Joe sees the opportunity, goes down his inside. And I think that's the move done because Raptor backs out. You can't go too wide through there, says me,
Oh,
but
he's got off
CJ
again.
making it. Oh no. All this gravel being thrown up there as well.
Might be
That was Communist.
CJ Pants.
Or
Or
CJ
yeah,
and Communist
or
making
Communist.
the move. 3 wide into turn 1.
Here we go then, giving me a dreadful broadcast camera angle, but you can just see they're almost 2x2 with FH there in the background making his F2 debut. The fight for 7th place at the moment. Matty Mumu on internal McLaren teammate Communist. CJ as well.
Oh, Bennett's off. Bennett's from wide.
Oh, they're
It's
all
allowed.
following each other off.
Yeah, wow. Oh, that's CJ all the way down the order now, after going wide. The gap has just been halved. Pluto's made a mistake somewhere, he's lost 6 tenths. It is critical
As
that he extends whilst he's on this soft tyre.
Matty Mumu go for a move now. He's committed to the outside. It will turn to a very nice switchback, but there's contact with Communist side pod, and that rules out a very nice switchback there for Matty Mumu. Nobody's fault really, just a sad little racing incident. But Raptor running wide again. He's just not seems to not be enjoying this at the
Matty is
moment.
all
but-
over the back of his McLaren team, mate.
Oh,
He's seen the opportunity.
from
What
wide.
a great exit.
Brilliant exit. Matty Mumu up to 7th place.
Nothing between them going to turn 1 ahead and into 7th place. Finn in the background followed closely by Raptor and Teddy. They're all going wide here. This is where the softs, I would have assumed, would have had more grip, but it looks like the hards are actually doing a better job of gripping up through the right-hander.
Oh, Communist has run wide. FH all over the back of him now. He'll dive down the inside. Communist moving under braking there slightly. I'm sure FH will feel that way, but he's through.
After in the Univirtuosi
really
under pressure
sketchy
from Teddy.
over.
2 wide through turn 8.
Oh.
2 by 2 by 2, and that is an opportunity from Raptor. He's got
And
past
Communist
Cole,
still up
comes
the
on his inside. Oh my word, he's rejoined and he's off.
That's going to be
Into the wall.
Raptor out the waist. Maybe a safety car. It doesn't say yellow flag on my
Yes,
screen.
it is,
It
it's a
says
virtual.
VSC. VSC.
Yeah. Oh wow. That was such a shame. Communist really got his elbows out there, and Raptor just tried to stick it out around the outside, got put onto the gravel, rejoined, hit, I think that must have been CJ or Teddy, and was sent into the wall.
Sad that it had to end like that, especially as some of those battles were really interesting to watch, and especially with Communist's error, which led to FH going up the inside, and then, you know, Communist reacted back up his inside, which I thought was fair enough, but yeah, it all kind of went 2 by 2, bit pear-shaped into turn 9, was not really going to work.
No.
And yeah, that's that.
That was a very exciting couple of corners. We've got this VSC that's just ended now. Pluto a second or so ahead. Warman, he's down in third, but really closing on the back of Expelo. And then the championship rival in fourth. And then Bennett actually closing up towards Goggle. So we could see a battle develop between those two. Communist and FH are really close into turn 7/8. And Finn's actually run wide. This is to give Communist the opportunity to go up his inside into turn 10.
One's a bit wide though, but the DRS open nice and early to bring him closer. Might prefer an overtake into turn 1, but I'm just noticing on the soft tyres, I can just see a little bit of graining, and I'm sure Pluto's might be in a similar state. At least he'll start to feel it.
These aren't going to go
understeer.
much further than 4 or 5 laps. The soft tyres.
They are, no. Pretty equal gap between first and second and third at the moment. Maybe it'll just start to bunch up a little bit. Goggle saw this is kind of how his race, he expected his race to go, I should say, because, you know, drop away a bit from the main 3, if you like, and then potentially fight the likes of Bennett, but ideally he'd want to pull away, but Bennett's driving well, and be a great chance to get some good points today.
Absolutely. Just a consistent finish. He's had a couple of sprint race victories so far this season, but I'm sure he'll want to take a dub in a feature race at some point in time. Obviously, now that Jack is not in the championship, has opened up slightly at the top for Pluto. But again, you know, these softs, they're dying off now. X2 is surely going to be looking for the race lead, and if not the victory overall. I mean, the gaps have slightly opened up. The closest on-track battle is Matty and Joe. Matty looking to go around the outside. No
Pluto pits.
way through there. Pluto does indeed pit. So that's going to give the lead to Expelo. Raptor leaves the session. Joe goes wide into the chicane.
Wide.
Yeah.
Matty wanted to pit, so that's not helped him at all. Lost a few tenths there, but into the pits he goes anyway. Might see Communist follow. Yes, he does. And that will be it for the soft runners. And
so Pluto has been released from the pit lane. Is he going to be in clean air? Absolutely, I would imagine.
yeah,
Unless Teddy Bear comes through at a rate of knots. This could be close. That's not. I'm
no,
talking
he's got it
twaddle.
surely. Yeah, that's good
Yeah,
clean air for Pluto.
Yeah, he's really played that well.
plenty of time to get some consistent, plenty of air, time, space, whatever, to get some consistent lap times in to try and make an undercut work in order to keep the lead of the race. The battle will be a different story towards the end with the current hard runners on the fresh soft tyres, with the lower fuel making them a lot better to drive on, but
well, now we've got a reference
about now.
point. Yeah, we've got a reference point now for when the hard tyres are going to start dying up and when they're going to look to make their pit stop. So four or five laps from the end. So that would be lap 14 and lap 15 respectively. So that's the kind of the marker we've now got to look out for. Explo sets the fastest lap of the race.
It does indeed, and its first lap, not behind Pluto, is a good one, and that'll be encouraging for his eyes.
Bennett, here comes Bennett down the inside, he backs out of it. Bennett looked towards going down the inside of Google and decided better. Just decides to stick behind him for another lap or so. They are 6.5 seconds off the lead, so quite a long way off.
Bennett and Gogglesaw both running slightly wide there, just having to lift off to prevent going on to the gravel. It's closest on track action at the moment. This is a really good scrap.
Yeah, this is going to develop to be a really good scrap. Not only of these guys, you know, they're both really good drivers, but we've got the teammate of the championship teammate of the championship leader going up against the championship rival. So this is going to be spicy. You've got yellow flags. That's Teddy Bear. I thought for a second it was Pluto.
Oh.
It is just Teddy Bear. And he is off at turn 6.
Doing a good job of getting it back on safely. Drivers take notes if you're unsure.
Public safety announcement from Milo. So slipstream again from Bennett on Goggle. Is he going to be close enough this time around? I think he is.
He's getting close. 200 miles an hour.
Oh, again, decides better of it and stays behind. You can see the gain in the slipstream and the DRS, the cumulative effect of those really allowing him to close up. But
here we go. Bennett on the inside at turn 4. Gogglesaw gets the switch back, takes a really tight inside line, the much quicker line. But Bennett back up the inside though. It's not over yet. He's really committed there on the inside from the Trident. Sorry, the same colour.
It's the same bloody car. Oh my word, they're wheel to wheel through great. And Matt, oh my word, Goggle gets ahead. Bennett's still there though for 9 and he backs out.
Yeah, Bennett's run wide.
Bennett's, oh my word.
Kept it on the throttle.
Yeah, kept it pinned over the gravel. And backs off into 4th. He'll have another go down the main straight.
Just quickly, I'm going to get a couple of invites in before this. I think it's a good time in the race.
I mean, that was textbook racing from Gogglesaw and Bennett. They were close enough to try and freak each other out, not close enough to stick each other off the circuit. It was brilliant. Brilliant car control from both of them. And Bennett absolutely has the slipstream and DRS this time. Goggle defends the inside and Bennett switches to the outside. Late on the brakes from Goggle, he's still there. Bennett's ahead though. We've got yellow flags. That's Matty.
Ooh.
And Goggle gets the overspeeds, doesn't quite have enough. Pluto sets another fastest lap of this race. So Bennett's ahead onto the rostrum, stands up into 3rd place. Goggle behind in 4th. And he looks to have a really good exit out of 5.
That's going to be the outside line. Potentially going to be a cutback. Evenly matched on the throttle. Still nose to tail into turn 7 and 8 and turn 9 as well. He's going to be braver through here. Again, similar. So Gogglesaw has the outside line shown to him. Could again be a potential cutback.
Oh, look
It
at
is
that.
indeed as
Look at that.
Bennett runs wide. Still side by side. Oh,
Oh, wow. What a race this is between these two drivers. I'm just sat here in awe of that switchback. That was brilliant. Absolutely fantastic.
A demonstration of clean, intelligent racing, as we have seen multiple times in this series so far. Anyway, Gogglesaw is going to come straight back at Bennett here. He's shown the outside line once more, but with the DRS and huge overspeed, he's going to have the move done into turn 1 once more. But Bennett is not going to give in, because turn 3, turn 4 is actually proving to be quite a possible overtaking zone due to how you behave through the corners, and the lines just present that opportunity as well. And yeah, it's a solid track Spain for F2, and I hope
he gets out of the way of Pluto, sorry. So that's allowed the leader through. Matty right on the back of Com as well. So it's not just the one battle we have to look out for. And this is always where we have to earn our money. Our petrol money. Clout. So we don't get paid. That's for sure. So Bennett, 5/10 behind, and that's a switch of position. Matty and Communist. Matty gets the move done.
Yeah, just saw it. Communist cuts the inside line as well. Always has the desire to race hard with people, and that's not a bad thing at all. So Matty ahead of Communist and into a points paying position. Aaron Ocon with a time penalty. If it was going to be anyone. Matty on Aaron Ocon now. Aaron Ocon's gone off, he's sliding.
Yeah, Communist there just gets past. So onto the back straight then. And it's slipstreaming, closing 10th after 10. And Google, as is practically defenseless, goes to the inside. He's going to see this time, look for the switchback.
If this works, there's the inside line for Gogglesaw. Bennett has to lift off, and that is a brilliant move from Gogglesaw on the inside of turn 3, making an effective double switchback work. But Bennett here around the outside might run wide, just keeps it on the curb as the maximum track limit, to be honest, but still behind for the time being. But this time Gogglesaw runs wide. Late shift for Bennett, as I was on board with him, so it might deny him the opportunity, but he's back up the inside. Just lifts off a little bit, allows Gogglesaw through, and once again into turn 10 he'll have the DRS, but runs slightly wide.
I mean, this is more like a ballet dance than a race. They are just tiptoeing around each other in brilliant fashion. Not that I know much about ballet, but this is just, it's brilliant to watch. It's fantastic. They are caressing the cars, and in the best way possible. They are just there's a time penalty for
that's a painful
Warman
penalty.
Speeding in the pit lane. That could really cost them.
It could indeed.
But yeah, in all seriousness, this is a fantastic battle between Bennett and Gogol. I've not seen this good in quite a while. And F8 and Joe switching positions on the straight.
Ooh. There goes
Cuts
F8.
across it.
Finally got himself into rhythm.
Cuts across, takes the position, and the Joe is forced to be back into 5th place. Pluto, cutting his way through the pack, has jumped Warman by quite a considerable margin, 10 seconds up the road. It is
15 with the penalty.
Yeah, absolutely. This is seriously damaging for Xpedo and Goggle. Well, Goggle's out of this, so it's just Xpedo.
Oh, FH! Oh, no. Just oversteer on the throttle. And hit the wall there. Might have some damage.
No damage, no visible damage.
If he does, it's minor, but... Oh, he's lost it again in the background.
Oh my word, what a save. That was yeah. He really fighting the rear of that car.
Will Gogglesaw? No, Will Bennett, yes. Bennett into the pit lane.
Yeah, very aggressive entry there, cutting across the red and white markings. Doesn't speed. Which is to the moment managed. Yeah, and that allows Pluto up to 4th. He's going to be far ahead of his teammate, we already knew that. But when XPO pits, what's the gap going to be? FH, salt into the wound, 5-second penalty.
Gap from Expelo to Pluto is about 27.5 seconds at the moment. So it's still going to be relatively close when Expelo comes out on the fresh soft tyres. So for sure we're going to have a fight for this lead.
Yeah, an F1 pit stop is going to be about 23 seconds. So I would imagine it's going to be about 27, 28. Matty elevating himself to 7th. Is he going to be fighting Joe? No, Joe is ahead. So yeah, like I was saying, 27, 20 seconds, I would imagine, for an F2 pit stop. So Explo actually might be second on track, but he'll be on a much quicker top tyre.
And he's in. This is where the fun starts, with our alternate strategy leader, Spirlo, coming into the pits. Then will Gogglesaw follow?
He does.
Not surprising at all.
So this is where the fun begins, as Anakin Skywalker said. Not starts, anyway. I'm being... so... moving on, professional commentary. Pluto then, through the final corner. Explo is just out now. That's the fastest lap. How crucial is that going to be? He's already in the lead by a significant margin. Was Bennett going to be in relation to Goggle? Wildman is the fastest lap. Has this undercut paid dividends then for Bennett? It looks like it has. He's going to be ahead.
But not by much, so Gogglesaw knows that this fight isn't over for P4.
CJ was about to overtake Teddy, but had to get out of the throttle because Teddy cut into the pit lane and picked up a 5-second speeding penalty. So 3.6 is the gap, that's down from 3.8. So that's going to start falling. Goggle on the back for now, but on the fresher tyres.
On board with Gogglesaw in the HWA Race Lab car, DRS Open. Oh, he does brake late and almost hits the back of Bennett. For a moment I thought that would happen. Bennett runs wide again, similarly to what he did earlier in that battle, and Gogglesaw has the inside line, but no contact there, surprisingly, with the side pod. They were so close, and Gogglesaw again around the outside into the chicane was a possibility there, but backs out of it and is going to wait for the DRS. Takes a lot more inside curb, gives him a great run out of the corner, and surely we should see a move for 4th place. It comes to the outside of turn 1. It's been a brilliant battle so far, and that is not set to end. Bennett this time will aim for the cutback that Gogglesaw tried earlier. It's not been a bad exit.
But look at this, how close this is between Bennett and Goggle. Oh my word.
Indeed.
He's got him!
Oh, no!
And the ballet dance is over. In dramatic fashion. Goggle, from Wing Bennett. Such a shame. How good was that until it ended? Oh, that is devastating. It looked like a swipe from Bennett. We'll have to take another look at that later on. It looked like Bennett tried to cover him off, and just kind of cut across his front nose prematurely. So Explo with the fastest lap. 1.3 seconds now. That's come down
With 4 laps to go.
2.5. Yeah, this is surely Expo's win. Exactly as we predicted in terms of the strategy. The advantage was Pluto to start with, but Expo has come back with a vengeance and looking to take the win. Matty and Joe, what a fantastic move that is. Utah had a sloppy exit, and Matty just seized the opportunity and got the move done in stupendous fashion.
There's an opportunity for these two, Matty and Joe, to get after Gogglesaw, who's just gone off the track. Potentially even Bennett as well, because both of them are going to be feeling the effects of that collision. Utah Elephant with an initially good run, but it's just faded away from him. Matty Mumu on the inside, Joe follows. But between Expilo and Pluto, 7/10, 6/10 now the gap, and Expilo is not in a hurry here to make this move, but in his mind he'll want it done now. Could be the opportunity to take the race lead then.
Oh my word, look at how Matty closes on Goggle. Goggle's gone deep into the gravel, and that's allowed both Matt. No way are you going to be able to hold it back, but he's got a fantastic exit, just like he did on Bennett a couple of laps ago. But Utah, with the front wing intact, is going to try and sweep around the outside. He absolutely does, and he's going to move.
Ooh,
surely Goggle is going to have
nudge.
to, leave the position. He's got no front wing, for God's sake. Yeah, that's the guy for joking, just get a good enough exit. But Goggle's going to have DRS and the slipstream to play with, but I don't know if it'll be enough.
Spilo then, next DRS zone is just up the hill. There'll be a right at the top of the hill, but I think everyone knows that by now. Spilo then with the DRS, it's just too short of a DRS zone to
It's
really
the Yuki
make a move
Tsunoda
into there.
of DRS zones.
Too small.
Fairly small. So Matty is going to start closing on Bennett. Bennett's got no front right wing, so we'll see that develop. But the focus is surely on the lead. 2 tenths between them.
Pluto covers the inside line, but the slipstream is just too powerful for Pluto to contend with. Through goes Expilo, tries to give him the squeeze, Pluto, but he knows it's not going to be enough. And through into the lead goes the high-tech of Expilo. Very, very important race for him in the championship. He wants to start getting back into
Goggle
it.
with the
That's
switch
what.
back on Finn. With the
Oh,
and he makes
around
contact with him
again.
and into barrier. I admire the attempt from Goggle, but ultimately he has no downforce. He can't be trying to make moves in this situation. I don't know, is that a fair comment?
I guess so, you know.
Yeah, he's in the
Ideally, he's got to
situation
try and defend now. He's going to be missing out on the reverse grid pole. Can he keep CJ at bay? No, he's on the inside of turn 2. Gogglesaw running wide now. And, yeah, has nothing to fight with into the third corner. Communist may come through for P9 as well very shortly. Pluto 1/10 behind Expilo. This could be a last lap showdown.
I think it is, and we've seen Matty as well and Bennett fighting.
Oh.
So there's a lot to look out for in this final lap. It's going to be dramatic, and F2 it always is.
DRS now open for Pluto. Thick setups. Can he get the overspeeds? Here we go then. Pluto into turn 1. Going to go to the inside. Into turn 1. I thought he ran deep. He did. But that allows him to hold the inside line. Expilo cuts turn 2 a little bit just to try and get the switch back. Pluto still in front, crucially, into the third corner. And, well...
Matty has got Bennett but ahead of the DRS zone. So that's going to allow Bennett surely to get the DRS. Obviously he's got no front wing. So it's going to be harder to follow the front but Expert's not giving up on this. 3 tenths back. Your back marker getting out of the way. That's our knock on. Thankfully, nothing done there in regards to slowing up the leaders. Pluto, can he make the reverse strategy? Sorry, normal strategy work? Can Explo make the reverse strategy work? On the soft,
he's
tipped
wide.
it. Of course, then Pluto might have played this to perfection. He's still ahead, but will he be able to get enough of an exit out of the final couple of corners?
Only 4 corners to go. There's 1 down, 3 to go. Expelo getting so close to the back of Pluto, and even tries to get a good exit along with it. This still could be it, but it's not going to be enough as Pluto crosses the line to win by a 1/10 of a second. It's another finish likewise to Monza, where the pair had such brilliant battles throughout that one. Pluto wins by a 1/10 of a...
over yet. It's not over yet. Joe and Bennett, sorry. Joe, of course, has the advantage in the situation with Bennett's lack of front wing. Of course, the penalty that's going to decide this anyway, but it could be an on-track overtake into the final chicane. Pluto did a brilliant job there of planting it just directly in front of Expo to cover off the cutback. Bennett's going to take 5th place on circuit. Like Matty across the line 4th, Bennett 5th, but drops down because of the penalty. So Joe takes 5th, Bennett in 6th, Finn 7th, and CJ takes reverse grid pole. That was brilliant.
That's for the 2nd race in a row, isn't it? CJ on reverse pole, yeah?
I believe so.
I think Utah Elephant got a puncture at the final corner. Look at his front left. Oh wow. No! Oh no!
Talk about tyre wear perfection. You don't need the tyres after the race. Might as well get a puncture.
Bono,
the tyres are definitely gone, says Joe. I really thoroughly enjoyed that.
I did as well. I fully agree with you.
I mean, Pluto nailed that. He was overtaken on lap 18, but came back and took the victory on lap 19. That was brilliant.
And that is going to be a small extension of lead in the championship. Actually, a rather large one over Gogglesaw, but yeah, with Expelo still very much in the battle, albeit close to 50 points behind. It won't stop a good sprint race for sure. Every sprint race counts, every sprint race offers points. And this is how they finished then once this black screen disappears. There we go then. Pluto winning by a 1/10 of a second over Expelo. Pluto actually gaining 1 point in the championship over Expelo as it stands. Super Warman with the 5-second penalty had a rather large enough gap both ways to hold on to 3rd place. Matty Mumu in 4th. Brilliant comeback drive actually, which I didn't really mention too much. Utah Elephant in 5th. Bennett 6th. FH 7th. CJ will start on reverse grid pole. And Communist with 2 points. And Gogglesaw could only get 1. It was looking like a thrilling fight for 4th. But that turned into Matty and Utah Elephant show right at the end there.
I mean, that was brilliant. Goggle and Bennett put on a masterclass for the majority of that race. It was such a shame that it ended like it did. It was just switched back after cut back after down the inside, around the outside.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
yeah.
I love that they make contact, but I'm sure the stewards will look into that. We're about to get underway for the second race of the evening, the sprint race, with CJ on pole position.
13 laps of everyone on the hards. This one, we might as well just call it.
This is going to be painful. The tyres, they're not brilliant, as I think some of the drivers have said in chat. It's no strategy to decide this one. It's all going to be on driving ability. Of course, Pluto starting down in 8th. He's got it all to do. And Bennett in 3rd. We saw how fast he was in race. And where does Goggle start? Goggle starts in 10th. Wasn't able to hold on to that reverse pole and start way down from any chance of the win. Anything can happen. He does need to win this to kind of try and get some points over Pluto. I think we've seen more overtakes on formation lap than the real thing. They're not really staying in position, but I suppose if they all don't make contact, then it doesn't really matter.
Good to see. Good to see as well. Florian and Raptor back in the session, so...
Yeah, both
invites
the
for-
universal
Ooh.
access. Oh, I spoke too soon.
And this contract between Utah Elephant and Matty Moo there.
And they touched
CJ,
Martin. They did indeed.
I'm sure CJ will appreciate this opportunity once more to start on pole position. So it's a nerve-wracking experience for some drivers, but he's got a win in Tier 4 this season. And some higher tiered drivers behind him this time, but...
Yeah, I'm sure he won't mind me saying this as we form up, but he's been my driver this season so far. You know, I didn't personally expect him to be fighting for the championship, but I am so glad that he is, because, yeah, he's been brilliant in Tier 4. That's slightly off topic, we're back into F2 now, because I think the drivers have formed.
I have indeed the 5 red lights on there in the distance. Revving it up now to start. Sprint race at Spain. It's lights out and away we go. It seems like they were held for an absolute age, but a good getaway from CJ Pants. But has FH on his inside and Bennett as well in the slipstream, who may fancy a move into turn 1. Bennett up the inside and into the lead of this sprint race as well. Utah Elephant side by side with Haas compatriot FH. Super Warman as well in 5th place. Close behind is Matty. Expilo. Communist head of Pluto now as well. Pluto goes for a move. Expilo going for the move on Matty Moo, but very, very close throughout the pack.
Goggle switches down the inside. Communist makes contact as well. That's an aggressive move up into 9th, but I think Coms might have the exit. He absolutely does. Actually, it's a shocking exit because he's dropped down to 11th as Goggle, but he's around the outside and made the move.
Even Raptor's close on the back of him now. So I think he expected Gogglesaw to go a little bit quicker through there, but just gets caught out slightly. An overtake for 4th place. Utah Elephant on Super Warman. These two still side by side, but no, Matty's up the inside, and they're basically 3 abreast.
Pluto's got a fantastic exit there. Oh my word, they are.
Oh no!
Right now, yellow flag to the back.
In sector 2. I think it's Aaron Ocon.
And no,
or is it Raptor?
they've had a severe collision. Otherwise, a very clean start to this race. Bennett leads by 2nd, but I think Finn's going to be having a go at CJ in a 2nd.
Look at this, Pluto, not 1 car, but potentially 2 into turn 1. Pluto goes, takes 2 positions, but Utah Elephant is still on his inside. Expilo's still there as well. He can see Pluto and probably having deja vu of the end of last race, but Matty!
Where did he come from?
Behind him.
Moves up into 3rd place from absolute nowhere.
Wow.
Apparently from behind. And that's brilliant. Goggle it's down the inside surely. No, banks out of it. Com goes deep. Goggle the opportunity. 9 to turn 9 you don't, says communist. And that is Matty and Joe, wheel to wheel. Nothing between them into turn 10. And Matty forced onto the Astro. Utah with a shoddy exit, and Expelo touches the back of him.
Oh! Joe runs wide, Matty has a tank slapper, and through goes Expelo for P7. He wants to set his sights on higher up the order. Matty again running wide there, but there is a lot of track you can legally use there, so it's not too much of an issue. There's another yellow flag. This time it's wrapped
No
up.
choice, team. Why for second place?
Indeed, and Pluto as well on the back of this. FH back up the inside of Worman. CJ Pants getting involved as well. It's so hard to see what's going on, for crying out loud. Pluto side by side with CJ Pants now. He's on his left hand side, and this is going to be the main contention into turn 4. Pluto up the inside of CJ Pants has the move done for 4th place. Bennett pulling away though, his teammate in the distance. If he clears these two, it'll be a great chase for sure.
I mean, this is a train now from 2nd place down to 8th. If Community can get on the back of it, and he'll bring Google along, that'll be from 2nd to 10th, separated by a second between them. This is a brilliant scrap, as we've come to expect from F2 sprint races. This is going to be decided over the course of the next 10 laps.
Oh,
Pluto gets a tap,
Pluto's around! And I think it was from CJ Pants, who also got some of the worst of it. Oh, Communist is in the wall as well. It's all kicked off.
I was decided over the next 10 laps. This has been decided in one corner.
What a dent for Pluto, and he makes contact. Oh,
Bennett's down the order. Bennett's plummeted down the order.
Oh, and FH is... What the hell is going on? Why is there FH off? There's Bennett off. Pluto was off. CJ was off. Communist was off, all in one lap.
I think we missed something very dramatic. Goggles wheel to wheel for 6th place. In the post race, Bennett still running under. We've seen these two guys tangle before. Bennett down to 7th, Goggle up to 6th.
It's all kicked off.
Yeah, it has all kicked up. Pluto was down to back up to 4th. Matty goes deep. Woman now leads by 2 seconds. That evolved into shoutcasting. I didn't. Yeah, devolved rather. That was very dramatic.
The one thing that Pluto will accept from that, which I'm sure he does not accept being slaughtered up the rear, but he has got no damage.
Yes.
And isn't too far off the lead still. But it does mean he's got to have a battle with 3 very quick drivers, Expelo, Matty and Warman.
Over the chicane, a hop skip and a jump from Bennett. And trying to navigate like Goggles up his inside. We've seen these guys come together before. They do again, but not in the same dramatic fashion as they did in the feature race, and Bennett's back to 6th. How brilliant is this scrap? Warman extends his lead. No, he doesn't, because everyone's kind of closing in on him. 1.8 gap. Expelo with the slipstream.
Expelo through.
Pluto needs to clear this if he wants to win 2 races on the trot. We got yellow flags again caused by Univirtuosi. Goggle and Bennett, oh my word, how close do you want to be? If I'm ever going to get a heart attack, it's going to be from watching an F2 race.
Thought real life was fun.
Yeah, this is brilliant. Goggle, Bennett. Again, 2 tenths between them, 5 tenths between Matty, 2 tenths between Pluto and Matty. Pluto looking to get DRS, that's yellows
Raptors
again
off
from
again.
Raptor. Com gets past Florian.
Threading.
It's a 3-way fight actually. Florian.
Oh, 10 second time.
Nice.
Oh, Goggle saw on Bennett. show him the outside. It will turn into a switchback like he did earlier in the feature race. And that was a brilliant move from Gogglesaw. Well executed. Bennett just has to stay behind through turn 12. And through, back up into 6th place goes Gogglesaw. Ideally, they need to work together because there's so many points still on offer. Some great battles, positions, obviously being points still to play for. And
All
Matty
aboard the
Nunu
XP
back on Expelo here.
Yeah. Expelo setting fastest laps and pulling everyone along. Bennett takes back 6th place. Not for the first time and definitely not for the last. Goggle down to 7th.
Absolutely.
And 2 tenths behind Teddy and GSR.
Is that Raptor? Oh, it is.
Spinella,
That was
as they
horrible.
say. Finn down to 10th. Oh, how close do you want to be on the exit, lads? FH down the inside of Teddy, not for point playing position. Yellows. That's Warman. Warman's off.
Warman! Oh no! And it's another race lead thrown away, and a safety car is deployed.
Are they going to pit? Do they have any tyres to pit on? This is going to be 2 slow laps there. That's bizarre. How did he lose it? Did he lose it under traction? Go into the gravel and spear into the wall. That's my imagination.
Yeah, I'll invite Florian back. Sorry, I didn't realise he'd lagged out.
Yeah, me neither. Sorry.
It's a great opportunity for him to get back into this.
Definitely. Down in 12th place. The safety points are still available. That's an overtake. Teddy and GSR FH 4-4. Yep, they've given it back. That's all fine.
Hopefully that's worked. No one's pit then. CJ did though, because he was involved in that scrimmage. Scrum. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh no, FH in communist pit. As Aaron Ocon. So he's going to be double stacking. I think this might be about a 10-minute safety car period. I'm going to start. It's 6:56 it called out. So we'll find out. 6:56. We'll see how long the safety car period ends up being. Are these